In this video, we will learn how to multiply fractions, but by reducing first. This often allows us to have an answer that is in its lowest terms when we are finished. We will do this by reducing through division and then multiplying afterwards. Let's look at two fractions, 2/3 times 6 over 7. Normally, we would multiply the numerators, 2 times 6, and multiply the denominators, 3 times 7. 2 times 6 gives us 12, 3 times 7 gives us 21, and we're finished. However, 12 over 21 is not in its lowest terms. And I know this because 12 and 21 are in the 3 times table, which means I can divide 12 and 21 by 3 to give me a fraction that is in lowest terms. So in order to solve this problem, what we can do is we can reduce the numbers in the fractions first before we multiply. And how we do that is we look at a numerator and a denominator, a pair, and see whether those two numbers are in a timetable that we already know. If so, we can divide by that timetable number to make our numbers smaller. And so let's look at each one by one. We're going to reduce the fractions first by looking at a numerator and denominator pair. 2 and 3. Are the numbers 2 and 3 in a timetable that we know? Well, we know they're in the 1 times table, but we need a number that's bigger than 1 in order to divide by, because if we divide by 1, we're going to get the same numbers. Let's look at 6 and 7. 6 and 7 are again in the 1 times table, but that doesn't help us because if we divide by 1, we get the same number. We can also check diagonally to see if there are numbers here that are in a timetable. 2 and 7, they are only in the 1 times table, so that doesn't help us. And this way diagonally, 3 and 6. Now I know that 3 and 6 are in the 3 times table, so we can divide by 3. And if I check the 3 times table, there are 3 and 6. And so we can divide the numerator and the denominator by 3 to give us a smaller number. So 3 into 3 goes once, and 3 into 6 goes twice. Or 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Because we've checked the 4 different possibilities of numerator and denominator combinations, both up and down and then diagonally, all we have to do now is to multiply the numerators and the denominators, and we will have our final answer in lowest terms. 2 times 2 and now our denominator, 1 times 7. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 7 is 7. Our answer now is 4 out of 7 in lowest terms. Now let's try another one. 4 out of 5 multiplied by 1 out of 6. We check to see if we can reduce fractions first before we multiply. A numerator and denominator combination. So 4 and 5. 4 and 5 are in the 1 times table. That doesn't help us. 1 and 6, again, in the 1 times table. That doesn't help us. 1 and 5 are in the 1 times table. That doesn't help. 4 and 6. I know that they are in the 2 times table, and so therefore we can divide by 2. Here's the 2 times table. There are 4 and 6. And so we divide numerator and denominator by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And we are almost done. Now we multiply the numerators, 2 times 1. And we multiply the denominators, 5 times 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 3 is 15. And our answer is 2 out of 15 in lowest terms. Here's one more. 2 out of 8 multiplied by 3 out of 5. Again, let's check to see if we can reduce the fractions first before we multiply by finding a numerator and denominator pair. So 2 and 8. I know that they are in my 2 times table, so I can divide both of them by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Before we move on, let's check other numerator and denominator combinations. 3 out of 5 are not in a timetable except the 1 times table. 3 and 4 now are in the 1 times table. 1 and 5 are in the 1 times table. And so we're finished. Multiplying, we get 1 times 3 is 3. And 4 times 5 is 20. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 5 is 20. Our answer is 3 out of 20 in lowest terms. Let's check another one. 4 over 5 multiplied by 6 out of 9. Let's reduce, checking the numerator and denominator pairs. 4 over 5 can't reduce. 6 out of 9 are in the 3 times table. There are 6 and 9 in the 3 times table. So I can divide both of them by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And now let's check the diagonals. 2 and 5 can't reduce. 4 and 3 cannot reduce. And so we multiply the numerators again. 4 times 2. And the denominators 5 times 3. And our answer is 8 out of 15 in lowest terms. Now you try 1. 1 out of 6 multiplied by 3 out of 8. We're going to check to see if we can reduce first a numerator and denominator pair. 1 over 6 cannot be reduced. 3 out of 8 cannot be reduced. 1 out of 8 cannot be reduced. But 3 and 6, 3 out of 6, even though it's diagonal, 3 is a numerator and 6 is a denominator, they are found in the 3 times table. And so we can divide both by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And now we simply multiply numerators together, and we multiply denominators together, and we get 1 out of 16, which is our answer in lowest terms. 8 over 9 multiplied by 5 over 12. Let's check again numerator and denominator. 8 out of 9 cannot be reduced any further. 5 out of 12 cannot be reduced any further. 5 out of 9 cannot be reduced. 8 out of 12, I know 8 and 12 are in my 4 times table. So I can reduce, I can divide both by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And we multiply 2 by 5 in our numerator, and we multiply 9 by 3 in our denominator. And our answer is 10 out of 27. 10 out of 12 multiplied by 7 out of 9. We reduce fractions first. We check 10 out of 12, and we know that 10 and 12 are in our 2 times table. There they are. So we can divide both by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And let's check the other numerator and denominator pairs just to be sure that we're done. 7 divided by 9 cannot be reduced. 7 over 6 cannot be reduced. And 5 over 9 cannot be reduced, so we're almost done. 5 times 7 as our numerator, and 6 times 9 as our denominator give us 35 out of 54. Let's do one more just to be sure. 2 over 3 multiplied by 11 over 33. Don't let the big numbers scare you. Let's reduce by checking numerator and denominator pairs. 2 over 3 cannot be reduced, but 11 and 33 can be reduced. I know they are in the 11 times table. There they are. So we can divide both 11 and 33 by 11. 11 divided by 11 gives us 1. 33 divided by 11 is 3. Let's check diagonally. 1 and 3 can't be reduced. 2 and 3 cannot be reduced. And so we multiply numerators. 2 times 1. And we multiply the denominators 3 times 3. So our answer is 2 over 9 in lowest terms. And now you've learned how to reduce fractions before multiplying to give you an answer in lowest terms.